Hit recording. All right. So what we're going to discuss today is a lot of people that I work with my students is, some get into social media and some don't. If you had asked me about social media 5, 6, 7 years ago, the only thing I ever did with Facebook was in the fire service. I just used to monitor my firefighters so I could do a preemptive strike in case they did something really stupid and filmed it or took pictures of it and before the chief saw it. So that was really the only reason I was ever on social media. I hardly ever commented on it besides maybe wish someone a happy birthday, but mainly it was just to keep an eye on things. Well, when I became a internet marketer 2.5 years ago, social media has grown with me. I've gotten a good following. I've exceeded 31,000 people, and my goal is to hit 50,000 before August. And then my main goal is to hit 100,000 people before the end of the year. Pretty lofty goal, but I'm working towards it. So the questions always are is should I do social media? I mean, social media is huge. It's a lot of people that you can reach, but is it really the right fit for you? So, what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna get back to my. See if my there we go. Okay, so social media marketing. Social media is all different things: LinkedIn, Bing, YouTube, Facebook, Google Plus, Twitter, etc. There's lots of different ways that you can approach social media, and I actually have quite a few different accounts. But the thing that you want to look at is, well, really here, what our objectives are is, what is social media and social media marketing? How can social media help our business organization? It can, but it can also hurt you if you don't use it properly. All right. Facebook profiles, groups, and fan pages, and then promoting through Facebook. Um, how can we do that? And tools and recommended resources. So what we're looking at is, first of all, what is social media? Social is, people in a network, and Facebook is probably one of the largest. I think it is the largest social media outlet there is. So your media is a platform to deliver a message. All right, whether it be as simple as a happy birthday, or you're trying to get a cause across to people. You're trying to get your message out there to people. All right. So um, refers to platforms on the internet. What are the big ones? All right, you have Facebook, YouTube, you have blog sites, Google Plus, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, um, Fit Together, which is one I actually don't use, but it is out there, and Pinterest. Out of all of these, Fit Together is the only one that I don't have an account with yet. But these are all big, huge marketing tools that are available to you. All right. So the question's always asked, how can social media help me? Social media can become a big drain on you. It can become a big drain time wise. It can become a drain money wise if you don't, if you aren't careful of what you're doing. And, social media is great to, can I increase the volume from my end? All right, hold on a second, guys. Let me do that here. Let's see. Audio. All right, test, test, test. 1, 2. Can you guys hear that okay? I'll try to get my microphone a little bit closer to me. How's that? Is that better? That work? All right, let me see if that's going to work for you guys. All right, is that doing a little bit better there for the volume, guys? All right, so okay, good. All right, very good. Corinne, how you doing? It was nice to have you last week on my webinar. So, getting back to this is, a lot of people ask, can social media help me? It can, but again, it can be a drain on your business if you don't use it correctly. So, ways it can help you is you want to, off my slide again. All right. So it can help you get more customers. It can get more people at events, such as, all right, a prime example here. I had I think it was like 7 or 8 people registered for this webinar about 15 minutes before the hour. When I posted in all the Facebook groups, I posted in the titanium license rights and the platinum groups, and all of a sudden I exceeded 25 people on the webinar. So just one simple post 15 minutes before this event, I got more people. More than tripled my number of people on this event. So again, the power of social media. I posted it, it appears on people's news feeds. So you can get more people to your event. You can get more revenue because again, more customers, more people to your events. If your event is teaching someone to do something, but also maybe promoting something at the end, by having more people at that event, you can obviously generate more revenue. You can lower expenses. The nice thing about using social media is that you can go ahead and get people um, notified, like for an event or to build more customers, and you can build them through word of mouth. You can build them from people sharing posts or messages that you are presenting out there, and that way then you can get you're approaching more people, you're getting in front of more people, but you're not having to pay for those advertising dollars. uh, what I have found is, now that uh, my likes on my fan page have exceeded 31,000 people, is there are times that when I make a post, depending on how much interaction on that post, I can look at my insights in Facebook, and it's telling me that at times I'm exceeding 77,000 people with one post, and I didn't spend a dime to promote that post. So it is amazing what you can do with it if it's used properly. So you can lower your expenses. You can obviously increase profits because, again, lower expenses, you still make sales, you've increased your profits. All right, you create a following, which is what the biggest thing that I've been working on. It creates a following to my brand, which gets people from my Facebook page to my Twitter account to, sign up and follow me on Twitter, to get to my blog site, to get to my website, to get to my YouTube channel. I can utilize these platforms to interlink with each other so that people are constantly following me. All right. You can have more people listen to what you have to say and talking and taking action on what you want them to take. John Chow is a prime example. He's got such a following that he hardly ever has to. I know he spends money on advertising, but because of his following, if he wants people to buy something, he can post it out there, and groups of people will just buy it just because John Chow says to, because that's the kind of following that he has with people. So it works out really well. So why would you use social media? All right. World population is about 7 billion people. You have 3 billion connected desktops and laptops. That's a lot of people out there. You have mobile devices exceeding the world population in 2013 and expected to hit 15 billion by 2015. And we're halfway there to 2015. If you think about it, anytime you even go to a restaurant, what is everybody holding? Some sort of a mobile device, whether it be an iPad, a mini iPad, even a Kindle, or obviously their smartphones. Everybody has smartphones these days. All right, tablets outsold computers in the last 2 years in a row because, again, they're convenient, they're easy, they're portable, they're lightweight. People get tired of lugging those things around, computers around, and so on. And so people are going to, and they're user friendly. As long as you have a Wi-Fi connection, or you can hook it up to your hotspot, on from your phone, or sometimes buy plans so you can have data service straight on it. They're just user friendly. They're easy to use. I wouldn't advise running a business on an iPad. I've had people that's the only tool that they have. There are limitations to the iPads. The iPads are great, just like any of those mobile devices, even a phone. You cannot run a business from a phone. You can make calls, you can do certain things. I have apps on my phone that, with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of those, I can make a post, but it would be really hard for me to run a business from strictly my phone. You do need a laptop or a desktop computer. There's 400 million plus tweets sent per day. That's a lot of tweets going out there. All right. And as Facebook has said, 1.2 billion people are on Facebook at any given time. That's a lot of people, interacting with each other. So, what does this mean to us? All right. The nice thing about Facebook or any social media is it makes us a global economy. Okay. Where before, if I opened up a brick and mortar store, even though I have an item that could be shipped anywhere in the world, how do I let the people um, let's say, well, Europe, even, how do I let the people know in Europe that I have a product that they would want? Usually I would have to, research by newsprint or whatever, magazine ads in those countries, etc. Wherewith I can sit in my office here and I can put information out to the world via a post or via buying an ad. But I can get it out there worldwide. And again, because everybody's on, or a lot of people are on social media, it's a great way to connect with people. Not as many people. I mean, I think I get one magazine now in my household, and it's a handyman magazine because I like looking at the projects and stuff. But I could get Smart because they have an online version, and then I don't have these magazines hanging around and taking up room and having to recycle them all the time. So we're all connected. All right, we're all connected in social media. It's the best way to get connected. You have LinkedIn, that's more of a professional type of social media background, and there's a vast uh, access to getting in touch with people on LinkedIn. So there's the real social networks, and then there's the more business oriented LinkedIn's out there. But people are on all of them. And as you notice, obviously, all of our kids are on them. And what are our kids? Our kids are future buyers. So as technology increases, people want information faster and faster. That's why we've all gone to this type of technology. It's right at our fingertips. All right, so you have social media, again, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, fit together, Google Plus, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, all huge accounts. Now, there are things that people would say, well, gosh, if I have all of those social media sites, how do I keep up on that? Well, the way is there, there's one thing you can do, and I don't think I actually have it in the resource at the end of this slide, but you can go and look it up. It's called Hootsuite. All right, hootsuite.com. And you can get a free version that you can link about 5 or 6 of these social media networks together, or sites together, or your accounts, and you make one post and it gets out to all of them. So you're not spending all day, making a post on Instagram and then going to Pinterest and then going to Facebook and then going to Google Plus. You can tie a lot of these programs together. So I highly recommend looking at it. Don't go for the pro version. You don't need it, not unless you're like this monster marketer that has so many different accounts that you're going to need to get that paid version. Free version works great. At least try out the free version first. Go from there. Okay. You have the 5 crucial questions that you want to ask when you're dealing with social media. All right. These are things you want to ask yourself before you jump into it. And this is the reason these slides have been put together, is because the one thing that I discovered is, I'm very right now, I'm extremely big in social media. I love social media. I like how it is fast, it's efficient, it's easy, and I can reach a lot of people. All right. I can do my advertising and really narrow down my demographics as to who am I truly wanting to pinpoint to see this ad. I can build custom audiences. I could take a group of people that I have their, Facebook IDs because they've given me that information, like through 22 Social, etc. I can build custom audiences and I can make an ad follow you around if I want to, because I can single you out and show you that ad. All right. You can advertise to one person. You can advertise to thousands of people with custom audiences, which are a great tool. But you want to ask yourself this, because I've had students that have built fan pages or I've helped them build fan pages. And when I go to their page, the last time they posted was 3 months ago. That's like a waste of energy, because you have to treat social media like it's a living, breathing thing. If you don't feed it every day, it gets upset and it goes away. It'll run away from you. All right. Think of it as your family pet. I mean, you have to engage with it every day. And in fact, you really want to engage with it more than once per day. Okay. Because that's what's going to keep you in the power. That's what's going to keep people following you and wanting to buy from you, because you're giving them good content. But if you don't give them anything, they stop following you. Okay. All right. So you're going to want to ask these questions: why, what, where, when, and how. Those are the things that you want to write down. And I am recording this tonight, and I will get it up on my YouTube channel, so you guys will have access to it. Again, I know I'm going to be going through these slides a little bit fast. This may look familiar for and some of you maybe who watched the Home Business Summit. It's the same presentation, but I thought it was a good message to get out to people, since I deal a lot with Facebook and social media. So the questions: why? You know, why are you deciding to do social media? Again, I got into social media just to monitor things, but when I took it up in marketing, I decided, this was a good platform for me to work off of. I didn't have a website at that time, and so it was a good way of getting my message out to people. But then for a while, I dropped it because it was a pain. It was a pain to advertise on. Facebook has really changed things around. Some things they make hard, but interactive wise, they've made it much easier, and they're trying. Okay, but they also want to keep the riffraff out. So unfortunately, not that any of us are, but we are internet marketers. We're information marketers, and they're very leery about our group in general, because there are several people that have made a bad impression, and they lump everybody together with those people, and we suffer for it. All right. So are you joining social media because I'm telling you to, or are you joining it because everyone else is? All right. Why are you joining the social media? Why are you looking at getting into it? Because it's like I tell my students when they're going through the 30-day traffic plan: skim through it, see what interests you, and then review those days. Because if you don't, if someone says, "Oh, you've got to be in social media," and you're not interested in it, you're just wasting your time, because you're not going to keep up on it, and you're not going to achieve anything with it if you don't have a passion in it. All right. So consider, if you're jumping into this for no rhyme or reason, you got to come up with a game plan. Why am I doing this? Because you have to, again, dedicate some time for it. So you want to make sure that you're getting into it for the right reasons. Talk to your coach, your traffic coach. Send me a personal message, and I can make sure that, once again, precise to create. Please repeat once again, precise to create an account. I'm not understanding what you're asking, Cecil. All right, well, I'll just keep going on here. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking here. Okay, so make sure you're getting into it for the right reasons. All right, so you want to keep. Let's see here. Go back here. All right, so you need to ask yourself, is this good for my business? Is this something that's going to work for me? The cool thing about it too, guys, is if you really learn social media, especially like Facebook, another avenue of income that you can eventually do once you start to really master Facebook, you understand how the premise works for advertising and so on, is another avenue of some income to help bolster your advertising budget for MOB is contact some of your local businesses. You know how many local mom and pop stores and so on have no clue of how to use Facebook, but it's a beautiful tool to use to bring people in the local area, and cuts their advertising costs and so on. So, start a sideline of helping people create ads and charge them for it. Help them build a fan page. Once you learn how to make a fan page and so on, help your local businesses do that. And that is excellent. I do that a lot for local businesses. Is they see my fan page, they see what I'm able to do with Facebook. I even helped out my Chamber of Commerce, etc. Give them your knowledge. People are willing to pay for your knowledge. So as you're learning this stuff, as you're perfecting it, branch out with it. You're using it to promote your MOB business, but also to generate some extra income. Help some other businesses out with it. All right. So don't forget to do that. You need to look at the 6 reasons of why. All right, building your brand and reputation. as I've always said to all my students, that's huge. You don't want to become the product. You want to become you. You're the brand. If you look at the some of the big marketers out there, if I asked you, who created maximum leverage, you may not know. But if I asked you who Dagan Smith is, you would know who Dagan Smith is. All right. Dagan Smith, Jonathan Budd, even Matt, Ray Higdon, all of these different people, they've branded themselves. They have excellent products, but they also are known for themselves. They've branded themselves. And that is one of the key things, I think, especially as an internet marketer: brand yourself, because people develop a trust with you, because you develop a reputation with them. They're willing to buy from you, versus they may not have a trust as much in a product, but because they trust you, they're more convinced on the product. So you want to make sure you're building your reputation. All right. Being accessible and having a presence also. Have a way that people can get a hold of you. Again, social media is a fantastic way because it's almost like real time. People can message you and you can message right back. And again, you can put a lot of these things on your phone. So when you're out and about, you can message back to people. Please don't do it while you're driving. All right. So real power comes from building your reputation. Um, you know, 3 years ago, if people had said, "Gee, who's Matt Lloyd?" everybody would be going, "I have no clue." But because of the empire he has built and is still building, people know who Matt Lloyd is. Okay, he's built that reputation. He's built that recognition in society, or at least in our realms of marketers. People know who he is and they respect him for what he's done. So you want to make sure that you're working on your own brand. All right. So again, when I shot this slide, I hadn't hit that 31,000 mark. I'm now almost close to 32,000 on my page. So you want to make sure that, again, building that brand. Now on here too, um, that's my company name. Well, my brand name, with my website and so on. But you notice on everything, if you ever research me, go to my Google Plus, LinkedIn, Pinterest, any of those, I always have the same photograph, my profile photo, because I want the brand is me. I want people to recognize me, because I found out there were a lot of Russell Armstrongs out there. So I wanted to make sure if someone's searching for me, if they see that picture, they go, "Oh, okay, that's the right person." Okay. Let's see here. Oh, okay. All right. So, Cecil, what you're asking is, it's called Hootsuite, is the name of it. So just Google it. Hootsuite is what you're looking for to link all of your social networks together. And it doesn't do all of them, but it'll do the main bulk of them. Most of the main popular ones, it will link them together. Okay. So then you have, all right. So again, building your brand and your reputation increases both your business and traffic to your website by doing that, because again, you build a following. And by building that traffic to your website or to your fan pages, business, etc., you are connecting with people in many, many different ways. And the nice thing about that is, again, that reputation, building your brand, but people can start to see there's only so much I can put on a Facebook page, and especially now with the new design of the Facebook page. And I'll probably be going over that next Friday as to how the new design works and so on. But because it automatically changes for everyone as of June 20th, Facebook will change your fan page on how it appears. Okay. So, but by doing this, you can get your websites ranked with Google because more and more visitors go to it. I use Alexa, and I make sure that between myself and my assistant that we're doing everything in our power to keep getting my website ranked higher and higher and higher. All right. And it's a wonderful tool to use if you have a website, a blog page, etc., because you can see where does your website or blog page sit. And on the Alexa rating, everybody uses Alexa. So what do I need to do to increase that rating to get a better rating? So you want to make sure that you're looking at those things on how to make yourself or your sites higher in the ranking. All right. Social sites are now being ranked higher than even websites. Other things you can do is by, again, using the social media, I can be sending people to the website, and then I can post specific things. Like this was for the Home Business Summit. It was a pop-up on the website. If you went to my main page, this thing popped up. We use this pop-up left and right because we can promote whatever the current thing is. The next one coming up will be the I Am Freedom workshop. So I can drive people there. It pops up. I'm killing two birds with one stone. They're getting to my site. They're maybe reading my blog, but also I'm putting those ads in front of them, whether it be a banner ad on the right-hand side, down at the bottom, or I have a pop-up. So ways you can utilize that. All right. Your third reason is going to be, or your six, or out of the six reasons is, your customers are there. All right. Again, Facebook, if it were a country, it'd be the third largest country in the world. All right. Again, 1.2 billion people, 400 million tweets a day. Social media is here to stay, guys. And it's one of those things that you can either jump on the wagon or don't, but don't jump on it for the wrong reasons. All right. Make sure that you're interested in it and make sure that you would maintain it, because otherwise it's just a lot of wasted time and energy if you're not. Okay. Fourth is, building a community around your brand. All right. It's all about loyalty. If you pit the war against Coca-Cola and Pepsi, it's all about product loyalty. There are devout Pepsi fans that will never, ever touch a Coke. There are devout Coca-Cola fans that will never, ever touch a Pepsi. Me, I'll drink whatever. Doesn't matter to me. There are days I like Pepsi better than Coke, but I'm kind of in the middle there. But there are devout followers to certain products. And by doing this, it's just like there are people that will be devout and follow you if you treat them well, if you give them good information, if you are engaging with them. Okay. And then if you also promote really good products to them, that's where you have to also be careful whenever you do affiliate marketing is, because I know a lot of people promote small items on the side, which is, I think in one of Matt's videos, he even, suggests that you can go to ClickBank, ClickSure, the Warrior Forum, whatever, and promote small ticket items, and because it just helps generate some cash flow into your business. Do your research, because if you're building a brand and I promote a small little product that's XYZ and it's a terrible product out there, or it's not from a very reputable marketer and so on, that will hurt you. Just like promoting Mobe will help you. It's a big product out there. It's a great thing to promote. And so that can enhance you as to what you're promoting. So do your due diligence when it comes to looking at what products you're promoting. Are these good ones? Research it. See if people are complaining about the product. Because if there's a lot of complaints on it, boy, you don't want to touch it, because it's just going to tear down your brand. Okay. You're also finding like-minded people. Again, likes, you want to make sure that you're always interacting with people. All right. So fifth reason is better communication, networking opportunities. Have you ever tried to have a conversation with people via email? It's terrible. I mean, it is absolutely terrible, because they'll email you, you respond back or reply back, and then you have to wait for them to reply back to you, and then you reply back to them. And something that could have been handled in 10 minutes took all day. Because someone wasn't monitoring their email every day. I only check my emails twice a day, morning and afternoon, or early evening, late afternoon, early evening, because I found if I checked it every day, all throughout the day, I would get distracted and I'd lose track of what I was doing. So I have specific guidelines for myself as to when I look at things. All right. So with Facebook, with social media and so on, I can interact with someone. I can do instant messaging. So you and I are having a conversation, but we're not talking on the phone. And it especially works really well. I mean, I have no problem getting on the phone and talking to someone. I would prefer doing that. I don't text that fast. But if I have to talk to a client of mine in Ireland, I can't afford international phone calls. Okay. And they probably can't either. But we can message back and forth via Twitter, via LinkedIn, instant messaging, Facebook, instant messaging. It sure beats the heck out of emails. So it's a great way to communicate and keep people engaged, and also messaging people. It sure beats emails. All right. And then the sixth reason is information. All right. Need to know something, type in how many times have you guys gone to YouTube and looked how to do something? I do it all the time. And they say that YouTube is the second largest search engine on the planet. All right. Google is the first largest. Well, guess who owns YouTube? Google. So you can understand why they're first and second. But if I need to know how to do something, I go to YouTube and look it up. Or I'll go to Google and type in how do you do this, and I look at what articles have been written and so on. So if you're someone that's written articles and you get ranked in Google and I now search for that, I may be reading your article. Well, guess what? If I'm reading your article or your blog post, I now get directed back over to your blog post, and now I'm in front of you. I see your ads. You're providing me links that show me your opportunities. So see how that can all tie in together, why it's really important. Okay, so you have this is a sample of, I have now, I think, over up to or just over 50 videos now that I have done on my YouTube channel. A lot of them are how-to videos. All right, short, sweet, to the point how-to videos. Some of them are a little longer because usually I post all my webinars up on my YouTube channel as well. This is where you'll find this webinar. So it's a great way to get people engaged with you. They hear your voice, they see your slides, they may see you on video. Don't get scared of being on video. Try to do video from a camera versus from your computer screen. And I know that, it's one thing if you're just video conferencing with someone, but if you're doing a video and you're talking to people and you're using the camera off your computer screen, make sure you see what you look like, because a lot of times it looks, because of the angle of like a laptop, it may be off that it looks like people are looking up your nose. All right. So be cognizant of what you look like to others when you're videotaping, and it's better to use a camera if you can. Other things now is, what do you have to do? All right. So what are you wanting to achieve? That's really key. If you're just wanting to build a Facebook fan page to get out there and play with people on Facebook and interact with them and so on, okay, that's great. But again, it can be a huge time consuming thing. What do you want to achieve? If it's building your brand, that's what you're setting out to do. If you want, what kind of results do you want? Well, I want to get more clicks. I want to get people actually buying. I don't want to just spend all my time building a fan page and interacting with people and not ever selling one thing. That's just a huge waste of time at that point. So you have to be clear on what you want to achieve and what your results need to be, because that's going to help you build the framework as to how am I going to approach this? How am I going to do it and make it work for me? Don't just flounder around with it. All right. So, what do you want to achieve is increased sales. All right. Better brand presence. Listen to what people are saying about your brand or industry. Okay. Monitor what's going on out there. If you're selling a product, monitor what people are saying about it so that you can tell people, no, that's not correct, or yes, that is correct. Jump on that bandwagon and toot the horn that it's a great product out there or something. But monitor what's going on out there with the product you're promoting, or with your own product if it's your own product. All right. uh, Need to know the answer before you dive in. You need to make sure you come up with your strategies before you jump into Facebook or any social media, because again, it's a living, breathing thing, and you have to maintain it. If you're not prepared for that, then there's two things you can do. One, don't do it. All right. Because it wastes a lot of time and energy to build something and then never maintain it. But the second thing you can do is look for an assistant. Look for someone that you can pay, like, to, maintain your posts for you. All right. I have an assistant. I have a full-time assistant that works for me because of coaching. I just don't have enough hours in the day in order to make sure I'm maintaining my blog site, my fan page, my Google Plus account, all of my other social medias. Plus, then I try to create videos. Plus, I'm trying to, keep my autoresponders going. There's no way that one person can do all of that. So you may want to look into, outsourcing some of this stuff. Don't ever hesitate to outsource, because it's cheaper in the long run to pay someone for 2 hours worth of work, to pay them, $10 an hour, than it is to use your time. Because if you value yourself at $10 an hour, you're way undervaluing yourself. You need to be putting a price tag on yourself per hour much, much higher than that. Okay. You're not a minimum wage worker. You're the owner of a company. And so you have to rate yourself higher. So sometimes it's cheaper to hire someone else to do that kind of grunt work, that in the trenches work, so you can keep promoting your business. All right. Because you can get bogged down with all of the little stuff. All right. So when, all right, not a matter of when you start, but when you have time to work on social media. That's again the key. All right. I can build a fan page. I could build a dozen fan pages tomorrow, but would I have time to be able to engage with those pages? And it's not just, oh, I'm going to make a post a day. All right. There are some great advantages now with Facebook. You can actually schedule posts, which are great. So I could set up for 1 week that I make sure my page gets 1 or 2 posts, no matter what, per day. If I ran out of it, if my internet for whatever reason died for 24 hours and I'm not able to post, I can preload those posts so that people on the other end would think that I am constantly on Facebook, where maybe I'm not. But you also have to have the time to do that. Okay, so scheduling helps, but you also want to, when you're dealing with posts, if people comment on it, share it, or whatever, engage with them. Write another comment underneath your post. Reply to their comment. Make sure you turn the reply on. Okay, if someone comments on your page on a post, make sure you have in the settings the reply feature included. Now, you would be the only one that would be able to reply, but like it and then reply to it. That keeps that engagement going. And that's how come sometimes you see these posts where, it has, 300 comments on it, because they just keep that like a snowball effect in the commenting back and forth. All right. So make sure you have the time. It's content driven. You got to add content to those pages. You got to add content in any social media. It's content driven. The content can be inspirational, motivational, educational, or even an advertisement, but it is content driven. All right. People get bored with it really fast if it all looks the same every time they go to the page. You want to make sure that and the posts are what make it look different. Okay. You can, again, pay someone to run your social media. You may have a son or a daughter that is like a Facebook aficionado. You know, offer them a few bucks and say, this is what I'm looking for. I want to approve everything before you post it, but you can gather up a week's worth and schedule it. I guarantee you the kids could probably teach you more about some of the social media than you know. All right. So utilize them if you can. Otherwise, hire someone else. You can outsource it. There are VAs that you can hire to do this work for you. You can get them on a part-time basis, to like what I have for my assistant based out of the Philippines. He's full-time. All right. And I'm actually looking now to the point of probably going to be hiring another one in another month or two, because I'm getting busy enough that he can't even keep up. And that's always a good thing. You don't want people sitting around. So you can get other people to do the work for you, but they're working on your brand. So what's the nice thing about it is it ranks you higher. It puts you in front of people as someone who is in the know, who is very good at what you're doing. Right? Even though you have someone else helping you post things, don't hesitate to do that. I have an assistant. I do a blog, and I'm constantly blogging, and I write articles to submit articles to get people back to my site. But I am not an SEO person. I'm not very good at it. I can do it, but I'm not very good at it. And so what I do is, and again, I don't have the time. If I know what subject lines I want to write my articles about, which my articles then become blog posts, then become Facebook posts. I use them in all three, and I've even used them in some of my bulk or my broadcast emails, because again, it ties people back in. But I can find a subject that I want to talk about. I hand the subjects to my assistant. My assistant does keyword research because I don't have the time to do it. He's very good at it and very fast at it. He does the keyword research. He sends me back the information. And then what we do is I start writing articles, because I now know what keywords to plug in. But I'm not 100% at it. So I'll write my article knowing what kind of keywords to plug in. Then I hand it to him, and he goes through and rearranges the keywords, or makes sure he's putting in enough keywords, or I haven't put in too many of them. And then he goes out and he finds an image for it, and then he posts it. it's my article or it's my post, but he's doing the manual labor part of it for me. And it really helps out. So it makes it look like I am literally on that computer 23 hours a day, but I'm not. And again, the advantage is while I'm sleeping, he's doing half of his day and working. So it works out really well. So how are you going to tackle this? All right. Do you know enough to take this on, or do you need to hire someone? Do you need a course on this? There are people that have courses on Facebook, etc. But go to these webinars, go to my YouTube channel, look things up on YouTube. You can find how to do these things. All right, and then a lot of it is just trial and error. Okay, um, if you're going to hire someone, it's because you really want to get going faster. Then you can find people that are specifically savvy in social media, and that would be a huge asset to you if you have the money to pay them. So that can be another way. If you physically just don't have the time to keep up on this stuff, you can hire someone to do it for you. All right. So you're going to spend time doing trial and error stuff, and you have to then follow. I follow where I've learned a lot of my stuff about Facebook. I follow people who are really big on Facebook. And as I think even Matt has said, follow the people that are very successful and look at what they're doing and mimic it. So I'm very big into social media. I look at what people are doing in social media, and I try to, brand or try to, gear myself to follow what they're doing, because obviously they're successful for a reason. And I think I'm doing okay because I'm now up to over 31,000 likes. So people still keep coming to my page, which is great. All right. So you're where? All right. What social media sites should you be using? Again, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google Plus. Well, again, with the advantage of Hootsuite, you can start joining a lot of them. But people are loyal to specific social media sites. There may be people out there that have all of the accounts, but you can go back and ask them, what one do you use the most? Certain group of people will say Facebook. Other people will say, no, I don't like Facebook. I use Google Plus. Other people will, no, I only do anything on YouTube. Other people, no, LinkedIn. I'm a professional and all I ever deal with is LinkedIn. I don't have time for all those other social media networks. Well, LinkedIn is a social media network. All right. It's just more on a professional level, but it is a social media network. All right. Instagram, that's where you find more of the younger kids, but I have an Instagram account, and that was because my 17-year-old daughter said I'm lame if I don't have one. So I went out and got one. You have, stumbled on, I mean, there's just so many different accounts you can have. The nice thing about it is, again, having software that can link a lot of them together, because otherwise you would spend all day trying to keep up on those. All right. Again, what is your strategy? All right. Facebook, should you be using Facebook? We're going to get a little bit more into that a little later here. Facebook is a huge, powerful tool to you, but you got to know what your strategy is. You can't just build a page and say, whoa, I want people to come join my page. Well, one, you got to get them there. And two, if they are there, what are you going to do to keep them there? That's if you don't have a strategy, you're just going to flounder. You're going to get people on, you're going to spend money, maybe get likes, and then 3 months down the road, your likes are going to decrease because people just aren't interacting with you anymore. Part of my strategy of building likes is, one, it's a great form of free advertising. Again, every time I post, it's reaching so many more people. But also, what I've discovered with my Facebook is as my likes went up, my ads got approved, my paid ads got approved faster, and they started coming in less expensive. And I don't know if that's definitely how it works, but for me, that's how it's been working. So, and I've talked to students that have increased their likes up into the 7,000, 10,000 range, that their advertising costs have gone down a little bit. So Facebook likes it if you have an interactive page, and they'll reward you for it. They won't officially say that, but they will. All right. So you need to know your customers. Who are you bringing into your site? One of the key things I will tell you right now, and this is a strong word of advice, is if you're building a fan page, if you're building a business page, anything but your personal page, any kind of other page besides a personal page, I would highly recommend to you, when you're marketing, stay away from religion, stay away from politics, because people are polars on those subjects. You have both sides, and they're very adamant about their beliefs or their politics. And the worst thing in the world you can do is, and again, you have a reach around the world. So religions are different, politics are different. I just highly recommend, this is just my one key word of advice, stay away from those topics on your fan pages. Keep them to your personal pages, because you can lose masses of people if you say the wrong thing. And that's just going to hurt your business. All right. So you want to be very, very careful with that. All right. So who do you want to reach? Now again, if you wanted to build a fan page and it was a very religious oriented fan page, well, gosh, now you know who the people you want to reach is, right? So, adapt your page to who you want to reach. You got to be thinking about that. Who do I want to be in contact with? Because I don't want to be, out there having a bunch of people like my page that have nothing to do with what my page is about. So you want to make sure you're targeting and engaging with the people that you have in your vision, as people who will buy from you, people who will follow you, people who will hire you to coach them, etc. What are you trying to accomplish with that page? All right. So using social media, Facebook and YouTube are the giants out there, and they really are. For social media, those are the two biggest ones, and Facebook is the largest. But you notice now, a year ago, or actually maybe even less than a year ago, if someone posted a YouTube video on Facebook, if you clicked on the video, it would take you to YouTube. All right. But now you notice when someone posts a video on Facebook, especially a YouTube video, you click on the video and it opens up right there inside Facebook. And from everything I've been told, that was an agreement between Facebook and YouTube. I think Facebook kind of pulled leverage on them and said, we're not going to allow your videos to be posted. And I don't know how they were going to block it, but they came up with an agreement because Facebook wants people in Facebook. Every time someone leaves Facebook and goes to another site, obviously they're no longer on Facebook. So that was kind of the agreement that I was told came about, is that, we want your videos there, but we want people to stay in. Now, if they click on the YouTube symbol, they'll go to YouTube. But they didn't want it just a simple click of playing a video that someone was being driven away from Facebook and put onto YouTube. So now they kind of work together. And so you can utilize these two giants to promote your offer. If you're really good with video, get out there, get in front of the camera, talk to people. It's how they will engage with you. Okay. Don't do stupid things in front of them, because some people may engage with you, but your business minded people won't. Show you're a professional, but be casual about it. Don't be a stuffed shirt. But talk to people, let people know when they hear your voice, when they see you, they're like, wow, that is a human being. I like this person. I trust this person. I'll buy from this person. Versus, if you have a fan page and it doesn't have a profile picture, it has a symbol, or it has a profile picture of a dog. Okay, really? I love dogs. There are dogs in my profile picture, but guess what? There's me in my profile picture. Okay, the dogs work to my advantage because a lot of conversations are started because people ask about my dogs. But when you go and you put a cartoon character as your profile picture, or you put an animal as your profile picture, as a business, or as someone potentially wanting to do business, who am I actually doing business with? Hopefully not this dog. Okay, show yourself, let people know. And again, make it a natural photo. Don't make it a posed photo unless you're really doing a professional site, and that's the image you want to portray to people. Because again, you get too stuffed shirt about it, too professional about it, you may scare people away because they don't feel comfortable with you. Don't go looking like an attorney on your profile picture unless you're, representing yourself as an attorney. All right. So kind of dress to the customers you're approaching. So basically choose the central hub. Facebook is my central hub. Facebook is where I scatter people to my YouTube, all of my other accounts, and then my website. Now my website can actually branch people out even further from there, but I use Facebook because I am always on Facebook. It's my central hub. So you want to pick one, and then the rest of them just get fed that information, because that's how it keeps them active. But in all of those other groups, LinkedIn, Google Plus, Stumbled On, YouTube, everything usually directs people back to either my Facebook page or my website, because I'm always keeping people in the loop. I want to get them to where I can show them the most amount of stuff. Okay. So, again, creating something great on Facebook, you then want to tweet it. You want to, blog about it. You want to get it on your Google Plus account, etc. And again, software that can allow you to do that. All right. So Facebook. All right. Different ways to use Facebook. Some free and some paid. As we talked, you have to have a Facebook profile. All right. And that's your personal page. Facebook will not allow you to do anything on Facebook until you sign up and set up a personal page. Now, I know people that have 2 or 3 personal pages under different names because everything's based on an email. All right. So be careful with that, but you want everything based on a personal page is where it comes from. All right. Then you have fan pages. You have groups, Facebook groups. You can create these groups. Like-minded people, get them all together. It's a great way to brainstorm. I had students from Australia, and the biggest problem we ran into was the time difference. And so I created a group. Yeah, I call it I think I call it my MTTB Down Under group because they're all MOB members. And the reason I created it is so that they could all interact with each other. They could get to know each other. They can network with each other. And because they're all in the same country. All right. So, and because again, the huge time difference. Now, I do some special things. I'll do special webinars for them and so on. But you see what I'm saying is you can form a group and get like-minded people in there, and you're now the head of that group. And it's a great way to get people motivated and active with you. Um, All right. So, what visual and audio equipment would you recommend for YouTube videos? There, you can use your iPhone or your smartphone. Get a camera that will shoot in high definition. I mean, there are lots of things. It depends on what you're trying to shoot. If you want to shoot yourself, outside, inside, etc., just buy a nice simple camera. I have 2 different cameras. I just bought a new video camera, but I had a real simple camera, and I don't have it around in my office. I could tell you, it's like I don't think it's an Olympus. Oh, it's a Samsung. It was like $140 camera, and I mean the quality of HD movies or video that it shoots. Oh my gosh, it is amazing. And then I just download it to my computer. So I download it. I have editing software, so I'll go in and edit the video if I need to. There's an app you can put on a phone that will link directly to YouTube. So you can shoot the video and then hit upload, and boom, it's uploaded onto your YouTube account. And then you can go into YouTube and edit that video. Okay, because YouTube does have editing software. It's pretty basic, but you can edit a video in YouTube. So go to I think it's its special features, and once you have your channel established and so on, so you can do some editing there. So hopefully that answered your question there. But you have Facebook groups, you have events. Again, kind of like this right here. I could have scheduled an event and brought everybody to this go-to webinar. All right, I do a lot of Google Hangouts, and I'm trying to do more Google Hangouts. So again, I'm inviting people to events to go to my Google Hangout. It's a great way to communicate with people, great way to train them. If you have a team of people below you, if you've brought people in and obviously you've been doing this longer than they have, if you want to share some things that are working really well for you, share them with them. Do a Google Hangout. GoToWebinars are a little harder. They're great devices, but you have to pay per month for it, where a Google Hangout is free. Now, the nice thing about a Google Hangout also is that if I do a live Google Hangout, it is tied directly because, again, Google owns YouTube. You can have that movie or that video of your presentation directly uploaded to YouTube as you're doing the presentation, because it can be live streaming. So you can have 10 people on the Google Hangout, but you could have thousands of people watching the live stream. And it's all done through Google and YouTube. So it's a great thing that you can do. Plus, once you're done, there you go. Your video is already uploaded into your channel, how-to video. It starts ranking you as someone in the know, and people will follow that. Always do how-to videos for people. Okay, so Your profile, you want to make sure, again, you have to have a basic Facebook account. You can only have 5,000 friends. All right, I'm up over 1,000 now. A lot of them are marketers. I'm picky on who I let in, but I do let quite a few people in because it's another way I can get my message out to people. Now, the neat thing about Facebook too, and maybe I'll do this on my next webinar, I'll get into your personal profile. How can I send information out? Because again, I have like 1,100 people, round number. How can I, I don't want to inundate my friends and family with my posts that hit my personal page, but I also want to be able to market to my friends in the marketing world. So, and I discovered this the other day. I actually had someone show this to me. You can actually, go through your friend list and move your friends to close friends, and then you can actually, when you make a post, well, it's because we're hitting an hour. Sorry about that. That's go to webinars. Just the one thing that happens here. But thank you for letting me know. I'll try to speak up a little bit more. You can go ahead and do a post, and you can select. Okay, I don't know about the audio here, guys. Let's see if I can fix this audio here. All right, so let's see. I don't want to stop the recording. All right. Settings. All right, I don't want that. Okay. All right. Well, I will keep trying to go through. I'm sorry about the audio. That's just go to webinars because we've hit that 1 hour. Can anybody hear me still? Can anybody still hear me? Hopefully, raise your hand if you can still hear me. Is it clearing up at all, or is it just getting worse? Okay, raise your hand if you can hear. All right, good. All right. Okay, so hopefully still bad. Well, I'll try to speak as clear as I can, guys. I don't have any control over that audio, so. All right, so anyway, you can max out at 5,000 friends. All right, so sorry about that. So you can max out to 5,000 friends. You can, there are tight rules about adding friends, so you want to be very careful about that. You also want to make sure you go in and set your settings that if you are adding friends that what I highly recommend is that you go ahead in your privacy settings or your security settings that you have to review anybody that tags you in Facebook, because there are some kind of unscrupulous marketers that will place an ad, but they'll tag 135 people in it because they're friends with them. So that means those can appear on your timeline. So you want to make sure that you limit who can tag you, and all you got to do is review it. You authorize it, boom, it goes onto your timeline. All right, that's a security thing that I've added. So good. I'm glad it's getting better. All right. So make sure that you're protecting yourself in there. All right. You want to make sure, your profile is more of an unprofessional. That's where you're talking about religion, politics, grandma's dog that, jumped in the pool, whatever. It's not as much of a professional area, depending on, what kind of friends you're inviting to it. So it's more of your personal page. That's what it is. All right. You need one to create fan pages, groups, or events. So you have to have the personal page in order to create any one of these other things. All right. You can run ad campaigns and pay-per-click ads, but you can't run ads and boost posts. You need to have those fan pages. And I have a whole video on how to build a fan page. All right. You can go to my YouTube channel and find that out. Although I've got to redo them because, again, the look of Facebook has changed. So now I got to go back in, thanks to Facebook, and redo all of my videos. All right, you can build a separate profile that's a business name instead of a personal, but Facebook frowns upon it. If you look at my videos that how to build a fan page, I highly recommend that you build it under your name. All right. If you can't get that, because like my fan page is Russell D. Armstrong and my personal page is Russell Armstrong, you can always put like follow in front of it. So you could put follow Russell Armstrong. You could, something like that just to change it a little bit. But I always like using the name because, again, it's your brand. Okay. Fan pages, all right, collects fans through likes versus friends. No limit to the number of likes. I've seen people with over 500,000 likes on their page and more. So there's no limit to it. You want to make sure that you're getting those likes in. It's more of a professional, and it gives you a real presence in the marketplace. But again, put your profile picture on there so people know who's. It's not the mystery of who's behind the curtain. It's people know, they see you, they recognize you, they develop a trust and a relationship with you. All right, you can run ad campaigns, PPC, boost. You can boost for page likes, you can boost posts, and boost events. And boosting means basically you're promoting them. All right, Facebook says, well, you can boost this, and basically you're just picking a demographic, paying a certain amount of money per day or per click or however you want to do it, and then you're promoting that to get it out there to more people. This works really well, especially if your likes are lower, because again, every time you post, it's not reaching that many people. So build those likes up, but you can also promote things or boost things. All right, you can brand yourself, graphics and applications. All right, you can reach your friends and fans through newsfeed and their homepage. So it's a way that you can connect with people. You get out to a lot of people. All right, so groups. All right, create a group from your profile. You are the admin for it. You can create other people as admins if you want to. You can decide whether it's an open group or a closed group. If it's a closed group, people have to ask permission, kind of like Matt's groups. People have to ask permission in order to get in. So it depends on how you set up the group. All right. You gives you an elite status to members because you're the admin for it. So don't create a group and then don't do anything with the group. All right. Unless you're putting another person in also as an admin that they can help maintain that group for you. Okay. But don't just create a group to create a group. You want to be active in that group. That group then will work for you. Reach through notifications, not just newsfeed or homepage. So with groups, you can send out information to everybody on that group. So it's a great way to connect with people. All right, you can again, like I just said, it's open to anyone. You can have a closed membership that they have to request. It has to be approved by admin. If you're going to do something like this, I highly suggest at least make one other person an admin so that it doesn't get backlogged because you're the only one that can approve stuff. Okay. You can have it to where also you can set it up to where members in the group can invite other people to the group by putting in their email and so on. So that'll help you out also. All right, you can. It's great for delivering of a course, program, or services. So again, if you have people that are underneath you that you've brought in, create a group for them so that you guys can go in and share ideas and so on. Because as the sponsor of people coming into this system or any product that you're offering, if you help them, they help you because you are getting 5% of the gross sales of everything they sell. And then if you're positioned properly and they're not, if they get someone in and that person then positions higher, you're getting that commission, not them. So you always should be encouraging people that you've brought into the system to keep promoting. Then you have events. All right. I don't do enough events. And then I see people on Facebook that do an event every day. So I think that's a little excessive. So, I got to do a few more than what I do. But there are people that either, don't do any at all, or they get carried away and they do a lot because it kind of loses its impact when you do an event like all the time. Events are events. They're like you going to the home business summit. They're special. They're informative. They're interactive, whatever it is, but it's an event. If you start doing them daily, it really doesn't become an event anymore. It's just, hey, I'm doing this daily and you can come hang out or something. So, it's a great platform to create value content through webinars or promote an offline event. So you can promote things that, you can maybe bring people in and show them the power of MOB, but invite them to an event. It'd be like inviting people to home business. You're showing them in this event. Okay. You're just videoing, just basically like what I'm doing. Make your event a Google Plus hangout. because that's free. I pay for GoToWebinar, but make it a Google Plus Hangout, make it live, and get people to join it. And now you've got it recorded, and you're hopefully selling some stuff on it, or at least engaging with people that now they're interested and now they want to contact you further. Okay, so make sure you're doing that stuff. All right, invite your friends, fans, participate so that they know, and then you invite them to invite others. That's how you build those audiences for yourself. All right, it's time sensitive, so it's really good. It gets people that call to action. You don't want to publicize an event 8 weeks in advance. So if you're going to publicize an event, in other words, you're going to post an event, make sure that it's gives enough time for people to make plans to be there, but it's also not so far out that people will forget it. Okay, so if you do put it farther out, make sure you're constantly reminding people. And the way you would do that is on the event itself. Once you, as the creator of the event, every time you post something, you can get it out to all the people that have already signed up for the event. So all you do is, as the event starts approaching, make sure that you're interacting with people. Hey guys, just want to make you remember that, check your calendars, on Friday the 13th at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern, I'm doing this live event. So come on and hang out with me. And if you have any questions in the meantime before the event hits, please message here. And then maybe there's questions I can address. I did a live hangout, and I actually put together a survey, because with on events you can actually post questions, and I did it in a survey form. And it really helped us when we did the event as to what do we really want to focus on, because we had like 20 different things we could have focused on. So we listed like 6 questions, and we let people vote, what they really wanted to know the most. And that helped us direct our event. I mean, it was fantastic. I had never used that feature before. And luckily, the guy that I was actually doing the event with, he does these all the time. And so it was nice because I branded myself, but he did the event. He did the Google Hangout, which was really cool, and you can see that replay off of my Facebook page if you go to the 22 social video or Hangout replay. It was great on the 22 social on how it works and so on. So, but it's nice because it's time sensitive. It gets people to move fast. All right. So now what? All right. So you have to have your Facebook presence. How do you make it work for you? You have free versus paid. The free is going to be, creating an event as discussed, inviting your friends and to come become a fan of yours. So you can personally invite selective friends to come and see your fan page and like your page. You can invite groups if you're a part of. Make sure you're following the rules of the groups, though. Okay, so if you have a fan page and you belong to a group, if it's okay that you can post in there, hey guys, I just, made some updates to my fan page, I'd like you to go and take a look at it and see if you'd like it. Okay, you can do stuff like that. Using status updates, which are basically posts. You want to engage with your friends and fans. You want to have an end result. And, again, this is going to take time. So you have to be careful on scheduling your posts and so on, because you want to have at least 1 to 2 posts per day on a fan page, because that's what keeps you active and keeps you engaged. But again, you can use the tool and schedule them in advance. I could sit down on a Sunday night and do a whole week's worth of posts. And then if I do any additional posts, that's great. But in that time frame, I can do a week's worth and sit down for 1 hour and create them all. So don't hesitate to use that. All right. So what do you say? Key thing is, I have found what works really best. And if you look at your news feeds, what other people are doing is ask questions. Okay. Problem versus solution scenarios. Post a scenario. Here's the problem, but here's a solution for you. Share competitor info and start a debate. So if you have a competitor that, has a product or whatever, start a debate on it. It gets people to interact and constantly comment, and Facebook loves stuff like that because your engagement goes way up. All right. Inspirational quotes and messages. You'll see my page has a lot of those on there. They're basically to get people off dead center, to get people moving, get them off the fence, take action. You're the only one that's going to change, your stars or your future. All right. No one else can do it for you. They can help you, but no one else truly can do it for you. All right. Blogs. Again, I post from my Facebook page to my blog site to my Facebook page. But blogs are another way of getting people. Ask John Chow, king of the blogs. All right. Forums are good. You can, go and participate in forums because then it gets people coming back to you again, going and if you're a member in groups and you have some great stuff to say, post it in groups because people are going to see your name. They click on your name. Guess where they're at now? Your fan page. Okay. They start following you because they liked what you've said. Videos and pictures, make sure that you're putting videos and pictures on your fan page. All right, create albums. If you go to a live event, create an album. Let people know, gee, these live events are really fun. So the next time now you're promoting a live event to people, they've looked at your album going, wow, that looked like a lot of fun. And now they're more apt to buy that ticket to go to the live event. You're getting the commission on the ticket. All right. Tips in your industry. Show people how to do things. Give them recommendations. Give them tips of how to do something. Things that they would be following you for anyway. Give them information. Give them content. And then you follow what's called the 10-10-4 rule. And most people go, what the heck is the 10-10-4 rule? All right. So you have 7 questions to engage people. And we'll get to the 10-10-4 in a second here. So simple questions you want to do in posts, not do all of these together, but questions you can pose is, what is your favorite color, time of year, whatever your question is, it gets people to engage with your page. All right. What, either or would you rather blank or blank? Again, getting people engaged. I did one the other day for music. What if you had a band that could play anything or something like that, what song would you have them play? And it, they named the band and what their favorite song was. All right. So you can ask yes or no questions. Do you think blank would be a great TV show? You can ask, you can have a photo. What do you think of this? I've done contests where I've said caption this. So I've presented a photo and I've asked people to write a caption for that photo. And it was an actual contest. You got to free the person who won, and it was all voted by the people on my page. But they got a free Kindle HD Fire for the winner, whoever won the best caption. And I didn't vote for it. I narrowed down the list, but my fans are the ones that voted for it. So it worked out really well, and it was very successful. Education, did you know we offer blank? Let people know what you offer. Let people know what you're capable of doing. And again, showing them how to utilize Facebook and stuff. As you learn this stuff, share this information with people. Do surveys. That's what I did for my event. Do surveys. Surveys are a great way to interact with people, and then you get to know what they're looking for. If you know what your audience is looking for, you can give it to them. Don't assume your audience wants to know everything you think they want to know. Ask them, what do they want? Give it to them. Okay? Doesn't do any good to have a store full of things that no one wants. So ask them what they want and give them that information. All right. And, you can, did I miss something? 3 things you must have in an hour, or did I miss anything? I just, again, asking those questions, 7 important questions there. And if you want, you guys can personal message me and I can send you these 7 questions. Because I know some people may be trying to write them down fast. 10-10-4 rule, because I'm running on almost an hour and a half here. All right. So the 10-10-4 rule is 10 frequently asked questions. So go to that 10-10-4 rule. Ask 10 of the frequently asked questions, or answer 10 of the frequently asked questions. All right. 10 self-assessment questions. Now, what I mean by that is, a self-assessment question is, now I'm just drawing a blank on how you would describe that. I'll come back to that in a second. And then 4 calls to action. All right. Sign up to get all 20 videos. Get more, go here. Please purchase XYZ, ask for the sale. All right. You can post coupons on Facebook, etc. Thank you for signing up for. So those are calls to action. Okay. All right. In short 1 to 3 minute video or short post answering the 10 frequently asked questions, 10 self-assessment questions, and each should have a call to action at the end. So those are some of the call to actions that you can utilize in that 10-10-4 rule. All right. So advanced strategies is when doing posts, keep it clean and professional. Again, stay away from the hot topics. I mean, it's kind of neat in times to engage, but you got to be incredibly careful. You could build a brand and it could be done overnight. All right. Because again, the people have the capability of sharing, and you could have something that goes viral that you didn't want to go viral. So be very, very careful. All right. Keep judgments to a minimum unless they are controversy, unless you want the controversy. Okay. So if you're trying to engage people to, incite them and so on, then yeah, create something that's a controversy, but keep very, very, neutral as you can, because you could have people that you would polarize. Post daily, I would say twice a day minimum, but at least once a day. And that's the nice thing about the capabilities of being able to uh, the capabilities of being able to schedule your posts. You can make sure that at least one post per day is going out. So take the time to do that. Have a call to action. What do you want the reader to do? People need to be led. They need to be told what to do. They're reading this stuff. They think it's great, but what do you want them to do? Let them know that so that they'll do it. Use pictures and videos to draw the eye. All right, great things to use. Again, photo albums, etc. Pictures if you're posting quotes. If you're asking a question, maybe you can find an image that kind of goes with that question you're asking. Make sure you post that. All right. Put borders around pictures to make them more noticeable. There are several different software out there. Pick resize you can do it with. I think you could probably also do it with on a Microsoft system. Do it in Paint. Put the picture in Paint. Put a border around it. Something to jazz it up, make it stand out a little bit more than just the average ad or the average image. On a Mac, you go to, I think it's the preview, and I have a Mac, but I use a different software to actually do mine. I use a called Facebook Ad Engine. All right, keep your message congruent with the picture you are posting. Here's an example. All right, the wealthiest people understand what the true blessing are, and they are grateful for them. John Maxwell. So here you have Mother Teresa. All right. So what they're saying is that, she truly understands. I think she was considered a pauper, right? So the quote goes with the image. Now this one has nothing to do with the other. All right. So flawed models. And this is something that they're telling you get access to 5 case studies that reveal a simple system you can use to double your leads, double your sales, and double your profits in 90 days. Look at that picture. It has nothing to do with what they're promoting. All right. So make sure your picture and your statement or your call to whatever it is congruent with each other. Okay. Because that's huge. Now, the picture, the reason they probably use this picture is because it's shocking. It makes people look at it. But again, if they read it, they're going to be going, huh? I don't get it. I don't understand. Because what they're thinking is that there's going to be some sort of article or something on what this picture is all about. It's just a poor combination. So post continuously. Let's see. Watch the comments and comment back. Make sure you add that feature, engage that feature on your fan page, that if someone comments, that you can go into the settings and allow yourself to reply to their comment. Okay, that's how you keep those engagements going. That's how you get those. You probably have seen posts before that have these monster um, uh, you know comment runs, and that's how they do it. All right. You can also pose other questions if it kind of starts to die off. Engage it again. So ask another question to get people inside. Get people moving on it again. Comment on it will bring a post back into news feeds, etc. So every time someone likes, shares, or comments, it's hitting news feeds again. Especially if they like it and maybe they didn't comment on it, but they liked a post. Every time someone else is commenting, it keeps going back to their news feed that, hey, someone else commented on that post or whatever. And it keeps putting it back in front of them. So you want that engagement on your page. All right. So we're to the resources. Jing is a huge one. I talked to a lot of my students about that. Jing is great. I'm just going to go ahead and put all these out. So you got, oops, sorry guys. Hold on. Let me get that last slide up here for you. Okay, from current slide. All right, let me get these swap displays. Sorry about that. All right, current slide. Okay, so these are, see, outsourcing. There we go. So these are the some of the resources. There's a lot of resources out there. Jing is a great one to get. Would highly recommend. It's a free download. What it does is it allows you to take screenshots, and it also allows you to take 5-minute videos of your screen. So it's a great way to teach people how to do things. And what's nice is you can turn a 10-minute worth of information down to 5 minutes because you just pause the video until maybe you get your next thing going, and then you start your video again. And but you can't edit the video, so it's very basic. But it's free. You can make 5-minute videos, show people how to do something. People love you for it. You can use Google Images. Google Images is where I get a lot of my images. The key thing you want to do, and I show it in all my other videos on when you're using those kind of images, don't use things with watermarks or brand names on them or anything like that, because you're dealing with a little bit more touchy situation of copyrights. Most of the other images, unless you're claiming the image as your own, they're fine to use in advertising. All right, I've done them. I've used them in the posts and so on. It's also where you can find great inspirational quotes, messages, motivational, etc. Just type it into the Google Images search engine. It's amazing what you can find pictures of. Okay, so Fiverr works really well. Just don't use Fiverr for likes, guys. You'll get yourself in trouble. You'll get your account shut down. Facebook hates Fiverr when people advertise for $5 you can get 10,000 likes. They're not real people. They're computer generated people. That's why Facebook doesn't like it. If they catch you, they will shut your account down. But Fiverr is great if you want to make a logo. If you want to get some graphic work done, you can't go wrong for $5. All right, so check them out. Get an account with Fiverr. It's free, and you can just go and peruse around. You could spend hours on Fiverr just looking at all the different things people will do for $5. Another one is Pick Resize. I'm not a big fan of the resizing online. Again, using your previewer in your Mac system and using your Paint in your Windows-based system, those things work the best when it comes to resizing pictures or altering the picture. Considering they're not a very powerful tool, but they'll do what you need them to do. And then outsourcing, you can outsource the Odesk, Elance, 123 Employee. That's where I get my virtual assistant from, and he's phenomenal. So hopefully you guys got some good content out of this webinar. We're at an hour and a half. And is there any last minute questions that had a couple of people drop off of here, but is there any last minute questions that anybody has? Speak now or forever hold your peace. So raise your hand or type in a question in the question area. Otherwise, I know I've kind of run you half an hour longer than normal, and no one can ever say I don't ever talk enough. But do me a favor, guys, then raise your hand. Did anybody get some really good content out of here? If you did, raise your hand, please. All right, good going. All right, well, I'm glad. Kelly, Patrick, very good. Oh, Patrick, you got a question here. Will there be a replay of this? Yes, I am recording it, so give me a day. I'll upload it onto YouTube. In fact, what I'll do here, guys, is let me go ahead and end this show. And let me go real quick to my I'm going to type in my YouTube channel because I will be posting it onto YouTube. And then my assistant will probably post it onto my website, but that'll be probably about Monday when that happens. He's lucky he gets weekends off. I don't. No rest for the weary. Okay, so here, right here is Here is, I'm going to type this in so you guys can grab this real quick, copy and paste it. That is to my website channel, or I mean, my website, my YouTube channel. And that's where, again, I have a lot of videos here on how to do things. If you wanted to find out more about 22 Social, this was the hangout we did. It was a fantastic hangout. If you don't have 22 Social, highly recommend watch that hangout, and you will want to get it. You can go to my fan page and watch the hangout also. So, so Patrick, hopefully that answered your question, and thank you very much, Patrick, for showing up. I'm glad you got good info out of this. Kelly, as always, pleasure having you on my uh, webinars here. In fact, we just talked. Kelly and I just had a coaching session here a couple hours before the webinar. So good to see you, everybody, on this webinar. For all the dads out there, have a very happy Father's Day. And for all of you that aren't dads yet, well, it'll come one day. And for all of you, just period, have a fantastic weekend. Hope you guys got good content out of this. Make sure you go to my channel, watch the other videos. I got a lot of videos on my website. You know, I'll let you guys go. Go and enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. I'm going to probably go and have some dinner here. Sonia, it's great to see you. I haven't talked to you in a while, so I'm glad you made it to the webinar. I'll be back again next Friday at 6 o'clock and 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So let me know if you guys have any kind of topics. You know, message me on Facebook, message me on Skype. If you have something that you're really dying to know about or whatever, you know, give me enough advance notice. But I'd be more than happy to look and see what kind of research I can pull together or what I know about it. And I'd be more than happy to teach about it. So I'm going to cut this off, guys. Hopefully you've gotten the links that you needed out of there. Thank you all very much for your comments. It's really nice to have you all here. And you guys have a great weekend. And again, to the dads, happy Father's Day. Make sure you take off Sunday. Make sure your family pampers you. And, you know, just enjoy yourself. It's your day. Take it. Have fun with it. I'll talk to you guys later. And we will see you on next Friday. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.